In this video, we're going to go through reporting for QuickBooks Online. Reporting becomes the most important function for any of the accounting software because that's what we are working for, right? The accounting information system is going to generate information for users, and the product will be financial report. So in the navigation pane, we're going to go to report. Right. So for standard report, we have many choices. Let's see these groups. We have a favorites, okay, and we have business overview. Who owns you? Basically, that's customers, sales and customers, and who you own, right? Vendor related. And also expenses and vendors, sales tax, employees, and for accountant payrolls. These are big groups. So let's see what kind of reports we often use. So basically, first we're going to think about the business overview, right? For example, the business snapshot. So I'm going to click the star to make it my favorite. Of course, balance sheet and profit loss, all those statements we often visit. Okay. So for now, let's just take a look at these three ones. Generating reports is very straightforward. We just click the, for example, business snapshot. Okay, we're going to get the report immediately. So the snapshot had 6 windows. So basically, we're going to select the reporting windows. For example, I want income for last year. Okay, so it's going to give me a snapshot of income from last year. You can see the major income is from landscaping services, right, followed by design income, right, and others are just minor. I also want to see my last year's profit losses. And income comparisons, expenses comparisons, who owns me, right? This is a accounts receivable list, and then who I own. These are my payables list. These are the very simple snapshot, but very straightforward. And if you click these icons, you can actually print the information in pretty good shape. Graph with data, pretty good for presentation purposes. All right. So let's take a look at my profit and loss statement. Alright, the default mode is we're going to get profit statement for this year to date. You can tweak a little bit. I want my profit loss from last year. Okay. I just want active row and active column, so any account with 0 balance will be dropped. okay, accrue basis. Now run report. So this gives me my P&L for last year, right? Income followed by expenses. Net income. So we barely hit a profit, almost zero profit. Alright, so we can fine-tune the report a little bit. First, it looks pretty long. I don't need that much detail, so I can click collapse. Okay, so it's going to show the subtotal only, not go further details. Okay, we can further collapse. Just very simple P&L. Income less cost of goods sold, right? Gross profit less expenses, and other expenses less net other incomes. Then we're gonna get net income. Okay. All right. We can print it, email it, or export it. Export to PDF or Excel file. Okay, can also customize the title. All right. We can also show comparisons. So we can compare another period. For example, we can compare previous period with percentage of changes, right? Unfortunately, we don't have the 2019 data, but we can have the monthly report. Let's report January performance this month compared with previous period with percentage change differences. But January data is incomplete, but let's say last month. Okay. So that's December compared with November. Okay, we have more data. Okay. So I'm going to say this month. That could be better. All right. So we can customize the P&L a little bit. So what we want is this month's report, accrue basis, okay? And we want a total only. We do not apply any filters. And filter is a very powerful tool. For example, we can only show P&L for certain customer, vendor, or even employee or product services. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to save the customization. So this is a P&L. I want to add it to a new group, Calvin. Okay. And I don't want to share with somebody, anyone else. So I'm not going to share it. So I'm going to save this customized P&L into my group. So it says customer report saved successfully. So what is happening here is if we go back to report and here go to the custom reports. Okay, in my group I have my custom report P&L. So it's become very convenient because for different users, their needs may be different. Some people care about monthly, some people care about quarterly, and some people care about specific P&L for a certain product or certain employee if we have the data. That's P&L. We can also take a look at the balance sheet. So again, I want a balance sheet for this month. Okay, total only. And again, I want to compare with the previous period, show percentage of change, and run report. I want to collapse a little bit. Alright, so this gives me a comparative balance sheet for the for months of January and months of December. If this is what we want, then we're gonna do the same thing, save customizations, okay, and add to my group. Let's see. So next time, if we want to check P&L and balance sheet, we can just go to the customer group and just export the PDF or Excel file. So what else we would like to report? For customers or accounts receivables, right? We like to care about the age of accounts receivables because we care about the collectability of my accounts receivables. So probably going to check the there are several things. I can check customer balance details or just the customer balance summary could be more straightforward. Right? All dates. So these are the receivables from my customers. So if I would like to know the age of those receivables, then we will check the account receivable agent summaries. Right? For those really old accounts receivables, we have to pay attention. They're very likely uncollectible from, for example, we have $156 from the Red Rock dinner. That's over 61 days old. So you can click to check what's the transaction, right? Right, customer list details. We have seen that before. So we have a lot of the sales by customer type or by product services summaries. So I don't think we have classified customer type yet. So to use those fine-tuned reports, we need to fine-tune our data. We're going to talk about that pretty soon. But we do have product and services, okay? So let's check sales by product and services. Let's say for the last year, Our total design service is $5,800. Landscaping $4,400. Right? So basically it's half and half, but we have a little bit more sales from the design side. Or if you like the report, you can save it as a customer report. Or you can try these report to see which one is your favorite, and also what kind of information you're going to report. You need to report. All right. And the QuickBooks also offers a very convenient way to issue reports to different users. That's management reports. Management reports basically is it's a package, right? For each report we can have multiple reports just in one report. For example, we have this customer company overview report, right? You can show this to anybody who are interested in your company. And this is for last year, so let's click the report to see what is this report. So this is going to give us a PDF file directly, including a front page, right? Table of content, followed by P&L for last P&L and balance sheet. Right? This is for the year 2021. Annual report, basically. You can click print, or you can download it. It's a very convenient way to show people what this company is about. Of course, we can customize this report. Okay? You can customize the front page, right? Different styles. You can customize the logo. Table of content. You can customize it, or you can just skip it, okay, if you don't like it. If you want to show like a chairman's letters or CEO's letters, you can write in something here in preliminary pages. You can even have a summary of your performance. This is followed by the report itself. Okay. Currently we have P&L and balance sheet. You can add more report into this, and you can end up with an end note. Okay, if you don't want it, you can uncheck this function. Right? Save and close. That become your customized company overview. What? Save. So we customize the company overview. And next time we can just click it. We can just send it out. That's it. Very straightforward. Similarly, you can customize the sales performance or expense performance management report. Okay. So one thing's good about management report is it can include all the custom report you have. Right? For example, right here, when we edit the reports in the manager report, if you add a new report, you can also choose your customized report, your customized balance sheet, your custom P&L, your custom other reports. Okay. Now let's talk about groups. So we can collect information in groups and also report information in groups. And there are several ways to use groups in QuickBooks Online. Okay, so we're going to talk about class, location, and tag. All these are used for groups. So first we're going to enable class and locations. And right here in Advanced Account Settings, we're going to enable track classes and also enable track locations. Save. Well, it seems like there's a problem to enable class. If I close locations, only classes, okay, no, it does not work. Alright, so I'm going to close class and enable locations only. By the way, the class function has been slowly replaced by the tag function. Basically, they're doing very similar things. Okay, so I open the locations. Let's talk about locations first. Now let's go to the list. And find the locations. So locations used if a company operates in several locations and we need to collect information group by location, then it's pretty good to use location function. Alright, so I'm going to create a new location function. A new location. So for example, I want the company to have two locations. Location 1, okay, and then location 2. Alright, we can build sub-locations. For example, these location 1, location 2 are for two different cities, and within the city, okay, we can build sub-locations, east, west, north, south, if you have different operations. Now I have set up two locations for the company. Next, so we can put location information to all their income expenses account. Okay, so I'm just going to illustrate how this works. I'm going to open my invoices and I'm going to add location information to some of these invoices. So we're going to see how we're going to use this location information for financial reporting purposes. Alright, so I'm going to open these invoices. See the location now functions added. So see, this is location 1. Save. Right, this is quicker. For all the recent invoices, I'm going to open it and add location information. Location 2, save. All right, so I added location to some of these transactions, invoices. So let me go back to the reports. So what kind of information we can get from the location? All right, first, of course, we can get profit and loss by location. Okay, we get this one. So I want this year's to date, but that's, or maybe all dates. Let's see. I want them to present P&L by locations and run report. Okay, so far I have only 4 transactions. That is, I have added locations information. So for location 1 and location 2, we have, it's very simple P&L, and the rest will be not specified. And then we have the total number. So this will be very useful if a company operates in different locations and give you a very obvious, right, result whether one location is superior to the other one. So go back to report list. Let's see what else we can get for location. So just search location. I can get location list. I can purchase by location details, sales by location details, and sales by location summary. So if we go back to the setting, when we set up locations, we can label the location as business, department, divisions, property, store, or territory. Okay, we can use all these labels and it can group companies' operations by these categories. Okay. Next, we're going to talk about tag, which is a more powerful, way more powerful tools than locations. And I think it has replaced class in QuickBooks Online because the class can no longer be enabled. Okay, the class can no longer be enabled. So I think let's talk about tags now. So everyone understands tags, so we can tag people's good people, bad people, right? We can tag business, good business, bad business. So we can tag all the information, especially the revenue, expenses, sales, expenses information with tags. And tag is more powerful than location or class. It's because tags, we can use multiple tags for a single transaction. Okay, we can tag this transaction by its nature, by the season, by the people involved. Okay, by any dimension you can think of. Okay, to get tags, we're going to go to the all lists. Okay, here we have tags. To use tags, first we need to build tag groups. This is a dimension in which we're going to build, we're going to put tag into. Okay, first we're going to build a tag group called right? Salesperson. And we can use select a color for this dimension or this group. I'm going to use a default. Okay. So I'm going to add a tag to the salesperson. Now we have Tom, right? We also have Jerry. Typically, if we have Tom, we will have Jerry, right? And me. So assume we have 3 salesperson working in this company. Okay. So next, I can also build a group about customer. Let's show as pink, because we may have a corporate customer, right? We can also have government customer. Then we have a small individual customer. So we can add more dimensions. We have used only 6 out of 300 tags, so we can have a lot of tags. If you can think of, for example, other dimension like a service, different types of services or seasons, right? Many other things you can think of. All right, so the next is we're gonna put tags into transactions. Okay, we can put tags into, again, sales and expenses. So let me put some of the tags into those transactions. So I'm going to find out invoices, okay, again. Just pick a few of those invoices. Now the tag right here, what I'm going to show is, right, this is so I'm the salesperson for this, and obviously this is a consulting. This is a company, corporation customer. Okay. Save. Okay, I'm gonna pick a few other. This is a big one, right? Again, Jerry did it, and this is gonna incorporate. Tom. Example, this is a individual, for example, just for example purpose. All right. We add one more. Okay, now with the tag information, let's go back to reports to see what kind of reports we're going to use with tags. Just type tag. Okay, typically we're going to use tags for profit loss or transaction list by tag groups. Alright, so if I click transactions list by tags, and if you select all dates, right, we have two dimensions. We have salesperson and the customer. So if I report by salesperson for transactions, so me, Jerry, and Tom, I have two transactions. Jerry has one, Tom has one. You can check those transactions, right? If I report by customer, right, we're going to show transactions by customers. The other tag is P&L. Select all dates. The same thing. If I report by salesperson, right, we have PL for the three salespersons we have. Right? Jerry brought more net income than the rest of salesperson, right? So think about it. What kind of tags you can use to make your financial reporting more informative? And a final thing about tag here is you go to the banking tags. Okay, we have information about cash, money in, and money out about if we by tags, right? Very straightforward. And we haven't tagged any of those expenses. Otherwise, we're going to have money out, okay, by tags. It's very straightforward about performance by certain groups. All right. So next, we're going to talk about budgeting. So I wouldn't say QuickBooks budgeting is powerful, but it's usable. It's usable. So to get a budget, we're going to go to the gear and click the budgeting. So currently we don't have any budget. So we're going to add a budget. Okay. So I'm going to call these 2021 fiscal year budget. Okay. Start from January to December of 2021. And we can do a monthly budget, quarterly and yearly. Okay. If we have monthly, we can easily turn it into quarterly and yearly. So we're going to do the monthly budget. And this pre-filled data is going to allow us to pre-fill data from, for example, the actual number from 2020. Okay, so these are the actual number from 2020. We don't have a full year results, otherwise it will be useful. It will be useful. Anyway, I will keep this data. Alright, based on the previous data, I think we're gonna budget so I'm gonna modify these numbers. I'm gonna go back to no, but the numbers we have, these numbers is already there. Gonna click next. Okay, gonna modify the numbers. We don't have any billable, but we do have expenses account. Based on the previous information we see, probably I'm going to set up $1,000. Okay, design income, monthly design income. Okay, and I'm gonna select, double click this one, is going to copy the number to the rest of the months. Okay, so I'm not going to budget any discount given. Or I can click this one to clear the row, so we don't need it. We do have landscaping services income. So probably I'm going to budget $500. Wow. Okay. So I'm not going to go through all the procedures, right? It's a long work. It's a lot of work to do. So I'll leave the rest of budgeting work to you. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this as my 2021 budget. Okay, so this budget now is saved. Now we can always go back to edit this budget or run the budget versus actual report. So for now, we can run budget versus actual report for January because we have some data coming from January. Right, so I'm going to select this month for January only. All right. Now we have the report showing, right, this column's actual column. We have a budget column, and you see for the rest of January what we need to work on. We need to have design income, we need to have landscaping service income, right? This is how we use a budget. Alright, this is something about budget. Let's see other reports. Talk about other reports. Probably it was taking a look at audit log. Audit log records, right, all the logging and logout and operation. Example, obviously, right, was working on the budget. I modified those invoices, so every step has been recorded. This is audit log. Okay, very useful to check who has worked on what, especially we have multiple person working on the same QuickBooks file. And for my accountant, right, if you're interested in checking the journal entries, you can have the journal report. So all the journal entry has been listed. This is for this year, this month to date. So these are the journal entry we have recorded. Okay, you can check. Right, there are a lot of other reports waiting for you to explore. And I'll stop here. I'll leave the rest of the work to you. Okay?